The call came at 2 a.m. Not the kind you answer half asleep, the kind that changes the temperature of the room. Her voice was quiet, too quiet. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean for you to find out this way." I sat up in bed, staring at the ceiling, listening to her breathe through the line. My wife. The woman I thought I knew. She didn't hang up fast enough. A man's voice spilled faintly into the silence. Drunk laughter. My chest tightened, not from shock, but from recognition. I had heard that laugh before. Someone close. I didn't speak. I didn't confront. I let the silence stretch until she realized what she had done. When she finally muttered, "Hello?" I ended the call, and sat in the dark, still as stone, as if the walls of my life had just shifted without warning. The next morning, she smiled at me like nothing had happened, kissed my cheek, poured my coffee. Her hands didn't shake, mine didn't either. But I watched. The way she held her phone tighter when she thought I wasn't looking. The way her messages lit up the screen at night, screen angled just enough away from me. My son, our son, asked me why I was quiet that week. I told him I was tired. He believed me. Children always believe what they're told. But I didn't believe her anymore. Infidelity leaves fingerprints everywhere, on receipts, late-night errands, sudden excuses for perfume she never wore for me. Still, I said nothing. Because silence is sharper than accusation, and patience cuts deeper than rage. I started collecting shadows. Phone records first, numbers she couldn't explain, a single name repeating, tucked between innocent calls to her sister. Then the receipts, dinners 2 towns over, hotel charges hidden under business expenses. Her eyes always met mine with practiced ease. But I began to notice how quickly they shifted away when the phone buzzed in her hand. I played my role flawlessly, smiling when expected, laughing when required, touching her waist as if nothing had cracked between us. Inside, every gesture became evidence, every word became data. When she told me she loved me, I recorded the tone. I memorized the pause before she said it, the delay that never existed before. No confrontations, not yet. I wanted the truth, not confessions. Confessions can be shaped, twisted, manipulated. The truth is undeniable. So I sent away for it. DNA testing. A quiet swab of my son's cheek while he slept. An envelope that left the house as quietly as I did. And then I waited. The envelope returned 2 weeks later. I opened it alone. My hands didn't shake, my breathing stayed calm. But the words, black and clinical, cut cleaner than any blade. Probability of paternity 0.0%. Not mine. Not my son. The world tilted, but I didn't fall. I just sat there, staring at the paper, letting the silence press against me. That evening, I slid the report across the kitchen table. No words, no accusations, just the truth in an envelope. She opened it, read it, and her face broke. Tears came, fast, ugly, uncontrolled. I raised a hand, not to silence her, to measure the distance between us, to remind myself of the space she had created years ago. Her sobs filled the room. I felt nothing. Nothing except the calm that comes when every suspicion hardens into fact. She begged. She reached for me across the table, desperate, drowning. I pulled my hand back, slowly, deliberately. "You wanted him to call me Dad," I said. My voice was low, cold. "You wanted me to pay, to raise him, to love him, while you laughed in another man's arms." Her lips trembled. She tried to speak, but words fell apart before reaching me. I stood, gathered the envelope, and placed it in her hand. "Keep it. Frame it. Show it to him when he asks why I left." Her face collapsed. Her cries followed me as I walked down the hall, each step echoing against the hollowness she had carved into our lives. I didn't slam the door. I didn't shout. The quiet was enough. Quiet is what kills. I packed only what was mine, a suitcase, some photographs. The rest I left behind. Ghosts don't take furniture with them. My son, no, her son, slept soundly as I looked in one last time. For a moment, I almost felt something. Almost. But truth has a way of burning sentiment out of you. As I walked into the night, the air felt sharper, cleaner. I wasn't free. Freedom implies release. This was different. This was clarity. I had carried a lie for years, built a life on it, bled for it. Now I carried nothing. When the door clicked shut behind me, it didn't sound like loss. It sounded like the end of an illusion. And in endings, there's power. She broke the family. I simply buried the illusion and walked away.